a brand new river treasure adventure, and we're going to some places that I have never been before. There should be 3 fords upriver for me. I got them marked on my my map, and we're going to see if we can find them. The river's a little murky, so there won't be much underwater stuff today, I don't think, and the grass is getting kind of tall, so makes it tough on the impeller. We've got about another mile or so to go before we hit the first one. Let's go ahead and get going. What do you say? Well, we've come a long way, but we're not to the first ford yet, and it's been kind of tough going. It's actually really shallow down there, and there's a lot of grass, not right here. That's why I stopped. And I'll show you some grass, but whenever I run through it, I have to get out and pull it out of the jet pump. It's really slow to be down. I think it's just around this bend and a little bit further. You can tell there's no fords here, even though it's pretty shallow up here. You see how this bank goes up really steep like that. That tells me that you couldn't get wagons and stuff up there. You might be able to get a horse through there, but not a wagon. All right, when we get closer, I'll get you back out. All right, here's the deal. I actually went past the first ford. There's 3 of them up here. And I'm gonna go to the second one because it's not too much further up, and it's actually looked like it'd be a bigger ford on the map. It's really pretty on this stretch of the river. Got lots of rocks and some hemlocks. I'm just afraid that if I stop at that first one, I'll run out of time because we're not gonna have a lot of time today. Let's go ahead and keep going up. Probably in another 10 minutes we can get out and start digging. All right, here we are. This should be the 3rd ford up the river. I don't like the looks of it a lot, but we're going to check it out anyway. Now, when I say ford, for those of you that don't know, what that means is that's a ford is a place where people cross the river. It can be on foot, horseback, by car, or horse and wagon. It's always good to look for places where they could get wagons across because more people would use them. Now, this time of year, this river is pretty easy to ford. You cross most anywhere. But you got to remember, this is like the end of summer. So another couple months, all through the spring, this water could be a foot or 2 deeper. So we need a place where you can get down into the water fairly easily with a horse and wagon. Has a fairly firm bottom and not too deep. And those kinds of places are fewer and further between than what we're seeing today. Because again, it's got, got to be thinking about deeper water. This is half of the river. The other half, this is actually an island, and the other half is behind me. There's some bedrock here, but what I don't like is that there's a pretty steep bluff right there. So if there is a fording area, they would have to drive along the bottom of that bluff to get to it, which I mean they can do, but it just doesn't look that great to me. Now, I did dig this when I jumped out of the boat, which is obviously a sinker. It's probably a more modern one. That's almost like it was done in a mold, and it's a weird shape. But I'm going to search in here for a little bit. We'll go up into that shallow area, look around. But I think the other ones we passed might be better. But we need to check this out because it took us about 2 hours to get here. I don't want to have to come back up here again, especially if there's nothing here. So I'm going to grab my pick and work my way across, and I'll let you know what we find. Finding a lot of big pieces of pipe like this. This is actually the 3rd one that I found. I found one smaller and smaller in diameter. I don't know how old that is. That doesn't mean there's a ford here that could have washed down from a flood. So I'm not finding any horseshoes yet. If we could find 1 or 2 horseshoes, especially if they're broken, that would tell us we're on the right spot. Well, there's a nice little surprise. I came across the other side of the island because there's a nice bank right along here, and that's a large cent right there. Sweet. First good thing of the day. We'll get a date off that for sure. At least we didn't have a wasted trip. Pretty much the same place I found the coin and just dug out a chunk of iron. That could be like the lid off a stove maybe. It's flat, kind of thin, definitely broken. Yeah, I'm not sure about that, but maybe there's a house up here. I mean, it doesn't look like a great place for a ford right here, but maybe there was a house up there in the woods. Yeah, look, there's some of that periwinkle stuff. That's a pistol casing. It's probably a 45 ACP. Third non-ferrous thing I found. All right, so I came all the way up through that slot down there, and I only found that one coin, a couple pieces of iron, and a ton of those 45 casings. I'm just not feeling good about this being a fording area though, because it's so swift. There was some pretty good bedrock, but I just not buying it. You can see this is the head of the island, and the boat's actually right on the other side. So I moved to a different location because we're going to run out of daylight. I want to be closer to the truck, and I just found something that you might be interested in if you can see me. This is a big old leg hold animal trap. It's been sprung. This probably was down here. Could have been down here for beaver or more likely raccoon. But it's been in the river for quite a while. It's obviously no good anymore. Now I'll haul it out of here. That's about it so far. I kind of went through those fords real quick and did not really have much luck. They didn't look good at all, really. In this area down here, close to where the boat ramp is, looked like it might be a better area. It's definitely a little bit deeper, but there's some areas up in here where there were some camps not too far from here, so I'm hoping that maybe the soldiers made it down this far to the creek and pitched a couple of cannonballs in here, or muskets or belt buckles, or even a bullet. I'll take a bullet at this point. So let me get back to it, and if I get into a spot, I'll get you back out. Oh, this is kind of a neat find right here. Check it out. This is a fish spear, or an eel spear. So it had a long wooden handle on there, and that would have been slightly barbed, and that is used to spear, well, any type of big fish or eels and stuff like that. That's really cool. I haven't found one of these in a long time. Wish it was in a little better shape, but I'll take it. I mean, this thing could easily date to the 1700s or 1800s. Well, I just found a little musket ball. I don't know if that's Civil War or not. Easily before that, but probably not after. And by the way, when I was talking about finding a fish spear, I should have probably called it a gig, a fish gig. It's more proper, I think, but still a spear. All right, so we got one bullet. Let's just call it a bullet for now. It's a round ball. Oh, I found another animal trap. And I actually found a chain to another one up there about 100 feet. So there's probably another one up there too, but I didn't hunt for the whole thing. How many old animal traps do you need, right? I just dug this like this little pewter doorknob. So I'm thinking that could be an older one. Most awesome. Not sure about this little doodad. I don't think it's pewter. I think it might be pot metal, but I'm not 100%. Not sure what that might go to. Well guys, I'm just about back at the boat ramp, so I'm gonna hang it up for the day. Feel like I spent most of the time in the boat, really, getting up river. Coming down wasn't too bad, but we didn't do too bad, but we didn't do too good. And I guess the biggest thing for me really was, you know, being able to mark those fords off my list. I don't ever have to go back there again. And that's a big thing, because those things weigh on me, man. You know what I mean? You just want to get to those spots and check them out. All right, I'll get you a couple pictures and show you the coin. Hopefully it has a date on it, and the musket ball. And that's it for this one, man. We'll see you on the next one, I hope.
And I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She'll shake the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secrets she's promised to keep, hidden in her dirt or deep in her creek. Mother Earth, she ain't saying exactly what she's saving, where it is or what it might be. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my bitch.